Hello, I'm a Spanish native who has been learning English for 3 years now, Japanese for 11 months, and I'm a calisthenics athlete, and that's why I want to introduce discipline to language learning. Having an ego will harm your language learning? My answer will be that not having an ego can be as harmful as having it and not knowing how to use it. So I'm just going to explain a couple of the experiences I had with my ego. Yesterday I was watching this new anime called Untitled, and I noticed that I need to review some words that are very common and that I should know by now. No brother, you should not know anything. Like, if you are reviewing a word that is really common, it's because your immersion material before didn't include that word, and that's it. So you go and learn the fucking word. Even if you study that word in Anki, you memorize it to the perfection and never encounter it through immersion, it's very probable that you're not learning that word at least in a short period of time, especially if it's not that common. So the main point to keep in mind in this section is, if I need to learn the word, it doesn't matter how frequent it is, I just need to learn it. So of course this is for words that you are finding a lot in your immersion material, because if it's a word that is not common by any means, you should not spend any time studying it unless your immersion material requires it. So for example, if my immersion material is about aliens and spirits, basically the Ujujin, Akure, Seishin are really in that type of material, like those types of words. But if you're watching an sports anime, it's very clear, at least for me, that that type of vocabulary is not going to be there. I remember that when I was first putting in English, I thought that everyone was just going to be mean and that my accent or my pronunciation wouldn't be enough, and honestly, most of the time it's just literally the contrary unless you find yourself surrounded by people that are retarded. Let's be honest. If someone comes to you and says, brother, your pronunciation in English is not that good, or you can't do anything in Japanese besides watching anime or YouTube videos, don't pay attention to someone who says anything kind of similar to you, because he's literally just retarded and he doesn't know anything about the theme of learning languages. So to make this easier for you, will you pay attention to a 4 years old that says to you that your pronunciation is not that good? No, you probably will just laugh and say, yeah, I know I need to improve on it, and pat the kid on the head, and that's it. That's everything that you will do. It's not about what the person tells you, it's more about how you take it. So you can control how you take it, but you can't really control what a person is going to say. So it's really on you if you take things personal. Yeah, I know that I'm contradicting myself with this section, but I think that there's lots of people that don't keep advancing in the language learning just because they don't have an ego. And an ego can actually be good, it's just that people don't know how to use it. So what happens, it is that the person thinks they are at an inferior level, when in reality that person can watch more advanced immersion material, but he just doesn't believe that he will understand anything. So you can clearly see that having an ego here, even if it's fake, will help you. Because if I delude myself and say, I can understand more than a 90% of this immersion content, and in reality I can understand an 80%, it will probably not be harmful unless you are sharing results to someone, because it will be really bad for me to say that I have a 95% comprehension on X immersion material when in reality I have an 80%, and even worse if I'm saying how much time it took me to get to that level. But besides that, it can honestly just be good, because if I'm watching more advanced material, it's going to be good. And if I'm always reviewing words that I don't know, I can think that I have whatever level, because it will just help me to get better at my Japanese. Thank you for paying me attention, and well, till the next one.